What's up, everyone? This is FP Sticks, finally being able to bring you guys my Timeless Cup Mega Tournament recap. I ended up going 5-1 in this tournament, and so I got second place, which was really good. We ended up having 49 people at this tournament, so we got to 6 rounds. And I won this awesome trophy. We have a person here in the community here in Colorado who 3D prints these and custom makes these. So this is very cool. It even opens up like this. So huge shout out to Lucas for making these. Super awesome. My first round opponent here is Fresh Like Lettuce. And he's rocking a very interesting team here. The Abomasnow and the Relicanth and the Frostlass are all very unique picks. So I have my Dragonair against Cecilio here, and you can see I'm actually running Wrap on my Dragonair. This was a last-second decision to switch Dragon Pulse into Wrap, purely because I liked the zero shield matchups that it had when using Wrap against Kingdra and against the mirror match with Dragonair, and even against Meganium, which we will see some matchups play out. But I went with Wrap. Not sure if it made a huge difference on my performance in this tournament. I don't really know how many scenarios where Wrap actually benefited me. It definitely caught some of my opponents by surprise, but even when it lands, it's not like crazy hard hitting. So if this is an Aurora Beam, it's definitely going to hurt. But it's just a Body Slam, so I'm able to farm this Celio down with my Meganium. You can see my team of 6 there on the screen as well. I'm still rocking that Gastrodon. Gastrodon won me some matches here, but it also lost me some very crucial matchups. So honestly, in hindsight, I should have used Gastrodon a little bit more as bench pressure and then brought in my Ninetales a little bit more because so many people liked to run their grass types against my team. And it makes sense because Gastrodon is definitely a threat if you don't keep it in check. So I've got my Kingdra on this Charizard here. Gonna have to shield those Dragon Claws. Kingdra cannot take Dragon Claws near as well as Dragonair can. He's rocking a Fire Spin Charizard. He's barely able to get a Dragon Claw off at the last second. This is gonna take out my Kingdra. And then Meganium's barely able to Vine Whip that Charizard down. Very close match. Again, this is against Fresh Like Lettuce. Every single match I had in this tournament was challenging. There was no slouches from my opponents in this entire tournament run. Definitely. I'm going with my Gastrodon lead here. Here's this Abomasnow, so I'm wondering if it has Razor Leaf or Powder Snow. I see it has Razor Leaf, so I need to get out of there instantly. Abomasnow is going to be double weak to Ninetales. Now, whenever I run this lineup of Gastrodon and then double anti-grass, if they lead their grass type, I need to win this secondary matchup or at least come out with a huge shield advantage if I have any hopes of winning this match. So if I'm able to land another Psyshock on this Charizard, I'm going to be able to win this matchup. Able to get to the Psyshock here, I think he's over-farming just a little bit. He's going to have to shield this if he wants to maintain switch advantage. He's farming up even more, but I really want to win back switch advantage. So I commit a shield here, but I believe he's going to beat me to his charge move. Yep. He's going to beat me to that Dragon Claw. So I commit my second shield here because I cannot lose switch advantage because it's going to end up with my Gastrodon being absolutely useless. So now he brings back in that Abomasnow. In hindsight, I should have just went for Psyshock here. I knew this Abomasnow was going to have to shield this, so pretty dumb. And now my Fire Spins aren't doing as much energy. Should have just went for the Psyshock there, especially since he had a shield up. I cannot bring my Gastrodon in. Dragonair is going to be able to take out this Abomasnow. I'm resisting those Razor Leafs. If this was a Powder Snow Abomasnow, this would be a slightly different scenario. It would be able to get to Blizzard or Outrage, and that would definitely hurt me a lot. He's got Frostlass in the back, so I need to put on a lot of pressure with these Aqua Tails. Shields are down, but I'm trying to just out-spam this Frostlass. I get to another Aqua Tail. He was probably right at an Avalanche. Barely got that off fast enough. And he's not able to get the Avalanche off, so I'm able to take that second game there. We are going to end up playing a third round here. I'm going to go with my Gastrodon lead again. And I'm actually just going to run the same line of 3 and see how it works out. Hopefully he does not lead Abomasnow again. He leads Frostlass. And I know the body slams are going to be resisted, but I still think that I can go straight body slam and win this matchup in an even shield scenario because my mud slap damage is doing so much more to this Frostlass than his Powder Snow is. He's able to sneak in a Powder Snow while he is throwing this Avalanche, which is really not good. I let that Avalanche go through. He's going to be able to outpace me to this next Avalanche. So I'm actually just going to let my Gastrodon go down here. And then my Ninetales is going to be able to come in, farm up energy. Gastrodon worked out decently well for me in practice. But in this tournament, it did not see as much shining gameplay as it did in practice. Maybe because a lot of the people that I was facing in the tournament in Colorado all watch my YouTube videos, so they're probably prepped for the Gastrodon lead, but that's all right. I get this Aqua Tail on the Charizard. He definitely has to shield that. Now, Dragonair is a great response to Charizard. I totally feel comfortable with this matchup. I'm going to have to commit shields against the Dragon Claws, but these Aqua Tails are going to be able to take out Charizard. I'm going to commit a second shield and see if I can totally Dragon Breath this thing down. 1, 2, 3. Yep, so he's not able to get to another Dragon Claw there. I have a lot of energy. In comes the Relicanth. I go straight for the Aqua Tail. The Wrap would be resisted because of Relicanth's rock typing. Able to get to a second Aqua Tail. But Relicanth is so tanky. It is a beast. And my Ninetales is really going to struggle against this, but at least I have energy saved up on this Psyshock. I need to get this Relicanth out of here. There goes that last shield. But he cannot commit to farming down my Ninetales because I was going to be able to get another Psyshock through. So he correctly played that. But now my Dragonair has 0 energy. Pretty sure this Relicanth is going to beat me to an Ancient Power. Very close. I was almost able to get to that Aqua Tail, but this Ancient Power here is going to take out my Dragonair. So Fresh Like Lettuce wins the third round there, but I end up taking the... Or he wins the third game, I end up taking the first round 2-1. Very good matches there. Round 2 is up against Shockwave, 0-0-0, all that stuff. So Dragonair against Meganium. Now check this out. Normally this is not the best matchup for Dragonair, but he is running Razor Leaf. So I identified this very quickly. So seeing that he is running Razor Leaf on Meganium, this totally changes how I'm going to approach his team. I now know that my Meganium has even more positive of a matchup against his team. Meganium's main use, in my opinion, is its access to Frenzy Plant, its access to Earthquake, and its overall bulk. Now, if you run Razor Leaf on Meganium, you're essentially eliminating the usefulness of Frenzy Plant and Earthquake because you're not able to get to those moves near as fast. You're still bulky, but at least in my opinion, I really like to use Meganium for its Frenzy Plant and Earthquake threat. So I know that I'm going to be able to win that mirror match because I'm going to get to Frenzy Plants quicker than he's going to be able to get to Frenzy Plants, and faster than his Razor Leaf damage is going to be inflicting on me. So you can kind of see this play out right here. Sure, he's able to Razor Leaf me down, but I am up 2 shields here. I'm in a very comfortable scenario. I ended up running Double Dragon with Meganium in this line of 3. So he's able to get the Frenzy Plant off. I do want to shield this, though, because I don't want any Razor Leafs coming through on my Kingdra. Going straight for the Aqua Tail here. Shields are down. This should be barely enough to take out the Meganium. Nope, barely survives, but 1 Dragon Breath will do it. What is in the back? I tried to make a fast switch there, but I've noticed the switches just still seem so clunky. Maybe I'm tapping too fast, but I tried to make a fast switch to Kingdra there. It did not go through. I know this is just going to be a surf, and look at this. This Lapras is running Water Gun, so that's another thing I need to take in consideration. Because the Lapras is running Water Gun, my Meganium is even more favorable, and all my Dragons are more favorable because it doesn't have that Ice threat anymore. So I'm able to take the first match, and I'm going to run the same line of 3, but lead with Meganium. Again, because I know his Meganium has Razor Leaf, I know his Lapras has Water Gun, so that means I feel comfortable leaving my Meganium in against 5 out of his 6 Pokemon. Skuntank is the only thing that's really going to threaten it. He switches into the Skuntank there, and this Skuntank is running Bite, man. Every single Pokemon that came out did not have the moveset that I expected. Like, so I was constantly changing my thought process and constantly having to adapt what line of 3 I was going to bring in. Because this Skuntank is running Bite, that makes me feel even more comfortable to bring in Meganium, honestly, because Bite is not going to be hitting super effective on my Meganium, and you're not going to be able to get to those charge moves near as quickly either. So I'm able to get this Wrap off on the Dragonair. That's one scenario where Wrap was a little bit better than Dragon Pulse because I had enough energy to throw the Wrap on the Dragonair there. I am up a shield here, and this Dragonair is going for an Aqua Tail, so I do not shield. I was expecting the switch out. In comes the Meganium. So I switch into my own Meganium. Again, this is going to be a winning match for me because I'm running Vine Whip, and I'm able to get to these Frenzy Plants way faster than the opposing Meganium can that is running Razor Leaf. So again, yeah, his Razor Leaf is doing, you know, almost double the amount of damage that my Vine Whip is. But again, I favor Meganium's ability to rip off these very powerful charge moves. So I am personally not a huge fan of Razor Leaf Meganium. Still doing this Meganium mirror match. And in that scenario there's no point in trying to farm it down. His Razor Leaf would have been able to outdamage my Vine Whip. So I go for the Frenzy Plant here. Take out the Meganium. He's got Dragonair in the back. A little bit of lag there. So we're communicating here. I'm like, are you lagging? And he was, so I let him get those Dragon Breaths through. But it wouldn't have mattered because my Dragon Breath damage from Kingdra is able to take it out. But again, always be respectful to your opponents. Communicate with them. If you see that they're lagging or if you're lagging, like talk to them right away so they know that you're lagging and you're not trying to pull some shady stuff at the end of the match when you end up losing and you're like, oh, need a rematch. Nah, communicate with your opponent, let them know what's going on. So because this Meganium is running Razor Leaf, I was okay staying in there. In comes the Kingdra. I'm able to get my Meganium on his Kingdra here, so very favorable scenario for me. Again, it kind of looks like his Kingdra might be lagging, but sometimes that's just a visual glitch that occurs. He's still able to get those Dragon Breaths through, but on my opposing screen, it looks like he's sometimes missing some Dragon Breaths in there, but the energy generation that he's getting is still correct, so he's not missing any fast moves there. We're playing it out. Go straight for the Frenzy Plant. He commits both shields on this Kingdra. So I do have some energy built up on this Meganium. I'm going to commit the shield here. He goes for another Octazooka, and I get debuffed again. Oh my gosh. Kingdra was the bane of my existence in this tournament. Pretty sure every single time someone threw an Octazooka, I got debuffed. And it cost me some games, man. It cost me some matches. Really frustrating. I hate relying on chance to have a more favorable outcome. I hate that style of gameplay, but my Kingdra did not put in very much work for me, and the opposing Kingdras destroyed me with that Octazooka. I always got debuffed. It was really unfortunate. I knew the Meganium was going to come out again, so I had that switch screen ready. Make a super fast switch. Go for the Wrap here, because it's not going to be resisted, and I might even be able to get to another Wrap. This is definitely going to be able to take out the Meganium. Freaking Kingdra, man. I'm still upset about how much I got debuffed in this tournament. In comes his Dragonair. I still have a shield, though. And get a shield, whatever this is, even though it's most likely just going to be an Aqua Tail. My Dragon Breath is going to go through and take out this third game there. Good matches, Shockwave. So I'm currently 2-0 in the tournament right now. Going into the third round here. This is against Joel Ray 13. Man, I've battled against him in a lot of tournaments. Very tough competitor. He's running a very interesting team. He's got double Legacy Dugong, sorry, that sounded weird. He's got Sudowoodo, he's got Shiftry. Very interesting matchup. Now, I know my Lapras is going to beat this Dugong if I just go straight Skull Bash, but this matchup is annoying to play out. So annoying. It takes like 2.5 minutes to play out this match because you just keep getting debuffed. My Ice Shards are double resisted. He switches out there. so gives up switch advantage. I'm able to get my Meganium on this Kingdra, and this is something I learned throughout this tournament. Because I'm barely slow to get my Meganium in on the Kingdra is able to get the Octazooka off, and I knew it was going to be an Octazooka, but look, he lowered my attack. Jeez, every single Octazooka that has gone through has debuffed me. Pretty frustrating, so now these Frenzy Plants are not enough to KO. I'm able to get to another Frenzy Plant here at least. And I knew it was going to be an Octazooka, so I didn't have to commit a shield, which is really good. So I have maintained my switch advantage. In comes Charizard, and it's a Legacy Charizard with Wing Attack. This combination of Dewgong and Charizard, both Legacy, is so powerful. So powerful. I believe King made a video recapping someone's tournament that used that combination with Dragonair as well, and I think they swept like a 9-round tournament. There's a reason for that. Double Legacy Dewgong is so strong, so annoying to deal with. Honestly, you could even run a strategy where you just run Dewgong and try to get it on their Lapras or Celio and just time out your opponent and have more health remaining. That would be a really cheesy strategy, but I could definitely see it working out because these Dewgong matches play out so long. And because I have to switch back in my Lapras, I maintain all of these debuffs. And the second I made this switch, I was like, oh man, this was not very smart because all these debuffs are still in on my Lapras. Again, with how the current mechanic works with these buffs and debuffs, if you switch back in the Pokemon that was buffed or debuffed, it maintains those status effects. However, if you just bring the Pokemon back in after it is fainted, you're all clear. So this was definitely a scenario. Because he forced me to switch back in my Lapras, I maintained all these debuffs, and so this is so annoying. I'm trying to just ice shard this down. I'm able to get to it. We're still even shields, and this was actually even better for me because I was able to farm up so much energy. I'm going to be able to throw 2 Surfs against this Charizard. Definitely draw that last shield. Gonna go for the second Surf, but my attack has been dropped so much. I believe I'm gonna make an instant switch into my Dragonair. Yep. Gonna be able to get to this Aqua Tail before that Charizard can get to Dragon Claw. Able to take the first match there. Tough battles, man. That Dewgong, so annoying to go against. But it loses to all the other ice types, so I knew my Lapras was gonna be a good answer. I believe I run with the same line here, Lapras lead, and this was a mistake. He brings in his Sudowoodo, which is just a straight up hard counter to Lapras. It's going to be hitting me super effective. I have to bring in my Meganium. Little bit of lag, he brings in his Charizard, and this is horrible for me. I got my Meganium switch locked against his Charizard really bad. There's no way that I'm going to win the switch scenario here. I do get a shield, which is really nice, but I really don't want to shield whatever this is. It's only a Dragon Claw, which is actually even better for me. I'm able to get to another Earthquake. If he would have went straight Blast Burn, he would have KO'd me, but he wouldn't have had as much energy. And this is definitely a farmable scenario for Charizard. So this Charizard's got so much energy banked. I know he still has the Sudowoodo, which my Lapras has to avoid. So I'm going to bring it in now against the Charizard. I let this go through, and it's an overheat. Oh my goodness. This was a very costly mistake. Very costly mistake. I still had 2 shields, but I did not want to be baited. And now this is absolutely horrible. Even though I have 2 shields, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to another Surf before the Sudowoodo counters me down. What is in the back? It's Kingdra. And Kingdra's pure Dragon Breath damage doesn't even care that I have 2 shields. It's going to be able to just shred right through me. I definitely have a pretty risky play style, as you will see. Like I still have 2 shields right here, and I did not commit to shielding that overheat, and it cost me big time. I was hoping that he was going to try to go for a bait, because normally when you have that amount of energy and you are down shields, you typically want to try to bait to equalize the shield scenarios. Great play on Joel's part, great play. Going to a game 3. This is not the best scenario, and you'll see why. This Shiftry, well, I'm just gonna let you watch this, okay? In my head, I'm like, okay, I can go straight Frenzy Plant, and this is gonna be all right. Even though it's gonna be resisted, I know Shiftry is very squishy. You can see how much damage a Frenzy Plant does. I only need one more Frenzy Plant to be able to take out this Shiftry. Gonna shield this up. It's a Hurricane. I know that would do a lot of damage. I don't know if that would one-shot me. Trying to get to this Frenzy Plant. I am able to get to it. He commits a second shield there. Oh no, he commits his first shield. So we're equal shields. I don't want to have to commit the second shield. I know it's going to be a Hurricane though. Boom! Freaking one-shots the Meganium. I did not know that was going to happen. Not great at all. I lost the lead scenario. And that's something that you learn really fast. But he gives up switch advantage there, which I think was a huge mistake. He did not want my Kingdra to be able to farm down that Shiftry. But because he gave up switch advantage, I'm able to totally farm down this Dragonair. I have enough energy to throw a charge move at whatever's coming in. It ends up being his own Kingdra. I really hope I get a shield here. Don't get a shield, that's horrible. I finally get a debuff. Thank goodness, Kingdra, you finally did something for me. And because this Kingdra is debuffed, I also know I'm able to beat it to a wrap versus him getting to an Octazooka. So very good for me. I get the last shield. But shields are down. This is most likely going to be an outrage and take me out. He still has Shiftry, but I don't think it has any energy. Down goes his Kingdra. Down goes the Shiftry because it's so squishy. Barely able to take that game 3. I think what was able to win me the match was that he gave up switch advantage there, but very close. I'm 3-0 right now. I'm up against 3Hat. You've seen him on the channel a lot too. Another very tough competitor. I went with my Gastrodon lead, and he met it with Victory Bell. Again, man, I need to be more aware that a bunch of my opponents here in Colorado watch my YouTube videos, and so I need to come up with some new like secret lines of 3 because man, I was getting hard countered all over the place during this tournament with people leading their grass. He is running a Legacy Politoed with Bubble instead of Mudshot, so very cool, very cool. The Bubble's going to do more damage, but slightly less energy generation. In comes Charizard, and because my Dragonair has so much energy banked, this is a very favorable scenario for me. I'm going to be able to either draw both shields or win out this matchup. He's rocking an Air Slash Charizard. So not the Legacy Wing attack, but it does have Air Slash. Again, all of these things are things to take note of when you're in the tournament. And I had practiced against him before, and his Poliwrath used to be running Mudshot, so it's running Bubble, I noticed. That's something to take note of. This Air Slash Charizard is going to have a slightly better matchup against the Ninetales because the Air Slash is doing neutral damage as opposed to the Fire Spin, which is resisted. But the energy generation on Air Slash is nowhere near as good as Fire Spin. So my Ninetales is able to win that matchup. He's got Victory Bell in the back. Even if he was able to get a Leaf Blade through, this Psyshock is going to be able to take it out. Able to take the first match, then he makes a joke after this match. He's like, all right, same lead, same teams, sound good? And so I actually did that kind of as a troll move. I ran with the same team, same lead, and look what happens. He ran with the same team, same lead. Oh, so he hard counters me again. Never listen to your opponent. Never go with the team that they tell you to run. Big mistake on my part, but I was kind of just being silly there. In comes the Charizard. Again, I'm okay with this matchup, and I need to win out this matchup so my Gastrodon does not get stuck against that Victory Bell because it's going to be absolutely useless. Gonna draw shields with this Aqua Tail. Able to get to this Aqua Tail before the Charizard's able to get to a Dragon Claw again. Really good for me. I get both shields. This is going to be a Dragon Claw. I commit my second shield here because I need to win back this switch advantage whenever I have a horrible hard countery lead like that. Able to get the Charizard down, that's really good for me. I believe I make a mistake here. Actually, the Victory Bell comes back in, so not bad. Wrap is definitely the correct play here. And I want this Victory Bell gone. But Victory Bell's able to take me out. If he has Politoed in the back, he's going to win. Let's see if he's got Politoed in the bag. Oh my goodness, this Politoed. Bubbles hurt really bad. I'm just going to get this Psyshock off before he can get a Surf. I believe that's what I'm doing here. I need my Gastrodon to at least do some damage. Actually, I'm staying in because I want him to dump his energy into this Ninetales. Debatable on whether or not this was a mistake. The Surf is going to take me out, and he's farmed up a lot of energy. Yeah. If this is an Earthquake, it's only a Surf. I really need to get to a Body Slam. So close here. Man, is this Surf going to take me out? I'm like right at a Body Slam here. Surf is barely enough to take me out. Ah, super close matchup. We went with same teams, same leads, but he played it out correctly. And so we're now tied. We're going to another game 3. So many of my matchups in this went to a game 3. I didn't see what I was bringing in there. It went too fast. But I get the lead here. Dragonair against Victory Bell. Very favorable for me. I'm expecting the switch out. Very surprised that Victory Bell's staying in. Late to the switch. In comes Charizard. I'm farming up a little bit extra. Gonna draw a shield with this Aqua Tail. But I do want to maintain the Dragonair Victory Bell positive matchup. So I'm going to bring in my Kingdra, because I know that Victory Bell is going to have a favorable matchup against my Kingdra. So I want this to be squared up against the Charizard. But because I'm late to the switch, this is actually not the best. Kingdra cannot take Dragon Claws as well as Dragonair can. So I have to commit a shield here. And I'm going to try to get the farm down. I'm barely able to get it. I'm expecting the Victory Bell to come back in. Yep. I only have enough energy to go for this Octazooka. Maybe I'll get a shield out of it. I do not get a shield, but I do get the debuff. Yay! Kingdra, man. That 50% sure feels like more than 50% sometimes, man. It's crazy. This was a mistake. I get an Aqua Tail on the Politoed there. Should have went for Wrap. But now my Meganium is an absolute wall to this Politoed. Now, if this Politoed was running Blizzard, that would definitely be a surprise. But I know that it's running Surf and Earthquake. So nothing that it hits me with is going to be doing super effective damage. Everything's going to be resisted. Again, these bubbles are resisted, but I don't want to get hit by another charge move, so I'm just going to throw a Frenzy Plant here. I am up a shield, looking very favorable for me. In comes a Victory Bell. This is actually still a positive matchup for Meganium. You can just go straight Earthquake as long as you shield the Sludge Bomb. But Victory Bell is so squishy, even though this Frenzy Plant's going to be double resisted, going to be able to take it out. And so I'm able to win round 4, but we went to a third game. Very tough matches, good games there, 3-hat. Round 5 is against Caddyshack. We are both 4-0 at this point, so stakes are getting high. He gets a great lead on me. I need to get out of there right away, so I switch in Kingdra. I don't want to switch in my Meganium because I don't want to be hard countered by a Skuntank, and I'm very surprised that his Lapras is staying in this long. I shield the Skull Bash. I anticipated it being a Skull Bash. He's still staying in. I'm very surprised by this. I go for an Octazooka bait. But man, he's got guts. He does not shield that, and I don't get the debuff. So complete waste of energy. Really bad for me. Really bad for me. Should have went straight Outrage there. But I don't shield the Surf bait, which is really good. I'm going for another Octazooka. I want to get a shield here. He doesn't shield. Man, he is playing so well. I get the debuff there, but I am now down a shield. I know Lapras is out of the picture at least, so my Dragonair is going to have better matchups. But this is not really good. I bring in my Dragonair, and again, because I'm running Wrap, I'm going to be able to get to Wrap sooner than he can get to Dragon Pulse. I shield this. It's only an Aqua Tail. Mistake on my part, definitely. And he ran double Ice when I ran double Dragon. So amazing team composition on his part. Read me like a book. I get a shield with the Wrap. But I know an Aurora Beam is going to be coming through. It's not going to one-shot me, but definitely put Celio in a more favorable scenario. Ouch, that hurts. I farm up just a little bit extra. He's very close to a body slam. I'm expecting this last shield to go right there, yep, but I'm not going to be able to get to a Frenzy Plant before his body slam's going to be able to take me out. And then my Dragonair is going to get wrecked by this Celio. So this was, he just read me like a book. His first line of 3 absolutely hard countered my line of 3. He ran double ice when I ran double dragon. Very unfortunate. Very solid first win for him. Great match there, Caddyshack. Oh boy, I need to win the next 2 games if I want to stay undefeated, man. Getting really nervous here. Going with the Meganium lead, then Lapras, then Kingdra in the back. I see that his only really hard Meganium check is Skuntank. So again, I feel comfortable leaving Meganium in. Now this is actually an okay scenario for my Meganium. But how I'm going to play this out, I'm going to build up to a Frenzy Plant and then switch out and farm up a little bit with my Lapras here. He lands the Dragon Pulse. Ooh, rough, but I'm still okay with that. In comes the Celio. Because I have an energy advantage, I'm still okay with what's going down here. Still okay with this. I don't want to commit a shield. I knew I could survive that body slam. This Skull Bash either needs to be shielded or it's going to do a lot of damage to him. I get a shield, okay. I have a shield advantage now. And I'm very happy that he dumped his energy right here and did not go for the farm down, because now I feel even more comfortable bringing my Meganium in. I know he still has a Dragonair in the back, which my Kingdra has a favorable match of against. And because I farmed up to a Frenzy Plant in that opening scenario, I'm able to go straight Frenzy Plant, draw the shield. I believe I'm going to shield this up, whatever it is, go for a little bit extra farming, but he switches out into Dragonair. I throw the Frenzy Plant here, which debatably could have been a mistake, but it's going to get Dragonair very low and not allow it to farm down my Kingdra, which is exactly what I wanted. Now I have a full health Kingdra with a little bit of energy and a shield. In comes Lapras. He ran double ice again, but at least I'm in a more favorable scenario now. Lapras cannot go for a Surf Bait here. It needs to go for Skull Bash or at least build up to it. And I'm able to beat it to that Outrage and take it out before it can even throw a charge move. Really good for me. In comes the Celio. I still have Meganium in the back, but I'm going to shield this up. I was hoping it'd be an Aurora Beam. It's only Body Slam. I need to land this Outrage. I'm able to get to the Outrage, and this should be enough to take out the Celio. Man, he ran the same line of 3. He ran the same line of 3, but I believe he switched up the leads there. Woo! We're going to a game 3, everyone. I tell you what, these were really tough matches. My heart was racing. Super nervous. High stakes, man. Going with the Meganium lead again. Against Dragonair, okay, this is not the worst scenario, but I'm going to try to do a fast switch again. Build up to a Frenzy Plant. Switch in my Kingdra. He's staying in. This is most likely going to be a Dragon Pulse. I could not risk it being a Dragon Pulse, so I commit a shield. In comes Meganium. I'm not going to go for Octazooka this time. I'm going to go for Outrage, and this is huge right here. It goes through. It goes through. I had been baiting him with Octazooka all day, and it finally paid off. I went straight for the Outrage. So I am okay with this. I know he still has Dragonair. I bring in my Ninetales to farm this Meganium down. Dragonair is going to be a really good answer to my Ninetales. In comes that Dragonair. Aqua Tail is going to hurt. I'm able to get to this Psyshock before he can get to that Aqua Tail because he dumped all of his energy from the Dragon Pulse before, which allows me to get a shield. Really good for me. Let's see what happens here. I commit my last shield to this Aqua Tail because I think that I could beat it to a Psyshock. In comes Celio. I'm gonna go for the Overheat. If this lands, this is huge. I need this. It lands. Oh my goodness. So I stay in this because I want the Celio to dump its energy into my Ninetales. Now I switch in my Meganium, able to farm down the Celio. I now have a lot of energy banked in this Meganium. I'm going to be able to throw 2 Frenzy Plants. This Dragonair is in Frenzy Plant range. She's only got 1 shield left. There goes the last shield. Here comes the second Frenzy Plant. I'm able to beat it to a Frenzy Plant before he can get to a Dragon Pulse, and I take the 3rd match. Oh my goodness, so crazy close games, really challenging opponent. Great games there, Caddyshack. So we are going to the finals. The finals are against Foo Snail. We're both 5-0 at this point. And I go with the Gastrodon lead. He hard counters me with Meganium. And so I mirror with my own Meganium because I see that his only answer to Meganium is his Skuntank. He's not running a fire type. I try to go for a Frenzy Plant bait here. But it does work, which is really good. I need to get this Earthquake off. He goes for the Sludge Bomb, which definitely would have taken out my Meganium. Going for the Earthquake. It lands because he doesn't want to commit 2 shields. So really good for me, but I'm just going to let you know right now, my huge mistake here. This was the match that I lost, obviously. And he sweeps me like 3-0. He was on fire today. Out of the entire day, all of the matches he played, he only lost 1 match. So Foo Snail was on fire. Huge shout out to him. I'm glad that he was able to sweep the tournament and win it. So huge congrats to him. He just totally outplayed me. But one mistake that I did make in this line of 3, because he's running like Whiscash and Kingdra and like Dragonair, I don't feel as comfortable running my Ninetales. The Whiscash especially applied so much bench pressure, and it scared me from bringing in my Ninetales because that matchup is so terrible for Ninetales. But looking back, if I would have brought my Ninetales in to help protect my Gastrodon, at least in this first scenario, the outcome would have been a lot different. I did not bring in a solid enough line of 3. And here's a great example where bringing in Gastrodon caused me to lose the match. This Frenzy Plant's going to one-shot me, so I have to commit the shield here, and then I switch into my own Meganium. But he's able to Vine Whip me down. Oh, I'm able to barely get to this Frenzy Plant. Super close. But now that shields are down, this Meganium has farmed up enough energy. It's going to be able to throw a Frenzy Plant on my Gastrodon and take it out. Very solid win on that first game. Jeez. Yeah, in hindsight, I should have rocked a better anti-grass because Meganium absolutely shredded my line of 3 there. So I'm going Dragonair, Meganium, and Lapras. Let's see how this plays out. Not the best scenario for me, but because I am running Wrap, if he doesn't shield, I'm going to win that. But I give up switch advantage right away and go into Meganium. Again, because Skuntank is his only anti-Meganium counter, I feel okay using Meganium as a safe switch. He shields the Earthquake there. Man, I should have gone for the bait again, because it worked last time I went for the bait. I commit a shield here, but I'm pretty sure the Skuntank is going to beat me to this next charge move, maybe? No, able to get to a second Earthquake. Okay, this is really good. And it goes through. I've regained switch advantage. He brings in his own Meganium. I'm going to go straight for the Frenzy Plant to at least do some chip damage here. But his Meganium just has a field day with my team, man. I played this all correctly. I regained switch advantage after not having the best lead. His Meganium has farmed a little bit, but I have Lapras and Dragonair, both of which are not the best answers to Meganium. I am running Wrap, which this is a more favorable scenario for me, which is really good. The Meganium lands the Earthquake. That was huge for him. And he brings in his Kingdra. This Wrap is going to do a decent amount of damage. I'm a little bit slow to get into my Lapras. If this is an Outrage, it's going to hurt really bad but he correctly baits me with Octazooka, man. Ooh, he played so well. I did not get the debuff, thank goodness. Going for the Surf Bait here. I did charge up to a Skull Bash. I get the shield, which is really good. Charge up just a little bit extra. Oh, man. But this was my mistake. I should have just thrown the Surf. If I would have thrown the Surf, because look how close that was there. I was even clicking on the Aqua Tail, but I barely overtapped, and he's able to take that second game. So he ends up sweeping the tournament. We do end up playing a game 3 here, which we can kind of see how this plays out. But he was just on fire today. Here's the scenario again. I need to just go straight wrap here. Okay, so I go straight wrap this time around. Kingdra's going to shield it up, and he's going to win the lead advantage. That is the correct way to play that out if you're the Kingdra, because now you're going to get a shield no matter what comes in. But he plays this very smart as well. I believe he baits me here with Octazooka. Wow, amazing play. And he gets the debuff. Of course it does, because Kingdra is freaking broken in this tournament, man. It's insane. My Meganium is now debuffed. He won the lead. We're even shields. I have to get out of there, because regardless of what it is, my Meganium is not going to do very well. And this is really bad. I switched in my Kingdra on a Meganium. So I have to commit the shield here. Gonna go straight for the Outrage. If he shields this, like, this is game over. But that debuff on my Meganium, I would have lost the mirror match anyways. He shields it. He farms up a little bit of extra energy, goes for the Frenzy Plant. This is gonna take me out. I barely survive, which is even worse, honestly, because he's able to get another Vine Whip off. My debuff has cleared because I brought my Meganium back in off the bench. But he's got energy banked. He's going to go straight up Frenzy Plants. He's got Dragonair in the back. There's no way I can win this scenario. And Earthquake is not going to one-shot it. You have to land a Frenzy Plant and an Earthquake. So he's going to be able to take this third game. Huge congrats to Foo Snail for sweeping this tournament. I swept like 3 Timeless Cups this month, but my big weighted one, I went 5-1. That's all right. It ended up putting me 12th in the world and 2nd in the United States, which I'm very pleased with. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Consider supporting me on Patreon if you want to get on my friends list and battle with me. Head on over to patreon.com/fpsticks. A new computer and a new camera are on their way, so be looking forward to some better audio and video quality. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.